Hi, it's Mrs. Urso here, and this is our test review for Chapter 3, Sections 1 through 4. Sections 1 through 4. Let me just calibrate my pen here a little bit, and we will be in great shape. Question number 1. First of all, the questions on the test are all problems, not definitions. But I do want to take a minute to make sure you do know what standard form is. Standard form of an equation of a line is ax plus by equals c, where a is greater than or equal to 0. A and b do not equal 0 at the same time. A, b, and c are all integers whose GCF is 1. Okay? Questions 2 and 3. Is it a linear equation? Write yes if it is, no if it's not. If yes, you must write it in standard form. Number 2. 3x equals 4y plus 7. In order for it to be in standard form, x and y must be on the same side. So if you subtract 4y from each side, you get 3x minus 4y equals 7. Yes, it is a linear equation because it could be written in standard form. Number 3, 5 over x plus 17xy. Can't have a variable in the denominator. You cannot have a double variable. That is not an equation in standard form. It is not a linear equation. Graph 2x plus 5y equals 10 by finding the x and the y intercept. Remember, to find the x-intercept, you let y equal 0 and solve the equation for x. And you get 2x equals 10. Divide each side by 2. The x-intercept is 5. To find the y-intercept, you let x equal 0 and solve for y. And you get 5y equals 10. Divide each side by 5, and you get y equals 2. To graph an equation like that, you graph the x-intercept on the x-axis, which is x equals 5, the y-intercept on the y-axis, and then you draw a line. Solve 5x minus 40 equals 0. You add 40 to each side. You get 5x equals 40. Divide each side by 5. And you get x equals 8. Name the 4 types of slope: positive, negative, 0, and undefined. Positive slope, the line rises from left to right. Negative slope, the line falls from left to right. 0 slope, horizontal lines have 0 slope. And undefined slope, vertical lines have undefined slope. Write the formula for the slope of a line. M, the slope, equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. To find the slope of a line that passes through the points 4, 9, and 1, 6, we're going to go ahead and label them x1, y1, x2, y2, and we get 6 minus 9 over 1 minus 4, and we get 3 over negative 3. 6 minus 9 is negative 3, 1 minus 4 is negative 3, and we get a slope of 1. M equals 1. So that's number 7. Number 8. 4, negative 1, negative 4, negative 5. Negative 4, negative 1, negative 4, negative 5. Negative 5 minus a negative 1 becomes negative 5 plus 1. Over negative 5 minus a negative 5 becomes negative 5 plus 5 equals negative 4 over 0. Division by 0 is undefined. Two, 1, 8, 9. 9 minus 1 over 8 minus 2 is 8 over 6, which reduces to 4/3. And then our last one, 4 negative 3, 8 negative 3 would be y2 minus y1, or negative 3 minus a negative 3 becomes negative 3 plus 3, or 0, divided by 8 minus 4. 0 divided by any number is 0. We remember that the rate of change is the change in a quantity over the change in time. Change in quantity over change in time, or change in y over change in x. If in 1975 there were 20,000 girls that participated in high school sports, in 2020 there were 200,000 girls. Find the rate of change. The rate of change is the difference in the number of girls who played sports, which would be 200,000 minus 20,000, which is 180,000, divided by the difference in the years, which would be 2020 minus 1975, which is 45 years, which gives me a difference of 4,000 girls per year. 4,000 girls that played high school sports per year. Find the rate of a change. The newspaper had 12,125 subscribers when it began publication. 5 years later, it decreased, and now it only had 10,100. What is the yearly rate of change for a 5-year period? So it would be 10,100 minus 12,125 divided by the change in time. They didn't give us 2 different years, but they told us that the difference, it was over a 5-year period, which gives me a negative 2,025 over 5, which is a decrease in 405 subscribers per year. It went down. And why did it go down? Lots of different reasons. People aren't reading it. People are reading it online. People get the news on their phone. Okay, again, rate of change. Find the value of r so that the line that passes through each pair of points has the given slope. Label your first point, x1, y2, your second point, x2, y2. Write out your slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Let's plug everything in to the slope formula, which would be 1 equals a negative 2 minus 8 over r minus 6. So this is going to be a slope of 1, or we could say 1 over 1. We're going to cross multiply, and that's going to give me 1 over 1 equals a negative 10 over r minus 6. And we get r minus 6 equals negative 10. Add 6 to each side, and the missing coordinate there is negative 4. Negative 4. 7r, 4, 6, and a slope of 0. x1, y1, x2, y2, and a slope of 0. M equals 0, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we get 6 minus r. So we get 0 over 0 equals 6 minus r over 4 minus 7. Excuse me, this isn't 0. In order for the slope to be 0, it could be 0 over any number. So we're just going to put a 1 there. Now we're going to cross multiply, and we get 6 minus r equals 0. Add r to each side, and you get 6 equals r. Hold on, let me see if I'm in the right place. This is this problem right here. R equals 6. Good job. Graph 2x plus 4y equals 6. Is it a linear equation? So we can graph that by finding the x and the y intercepts because it's in standard form. And we get 2x equals 6. Divide each side by 2. The x-intercept is 3. To find the y-intercept, let x equal 0. Divide each side by 4, and you get y equals 3 over 2. So to graph that, it's going to look like this. The x-intercept is 3. The y-intercept is 1.5, which is between 1 and 2. And there's your graph. Is it a linear equation? Yes, it is. Find the slope of the line through the following points. Again, label your points. 2 minus 5 over 6 minus 2 equals a negative 3 over 4. 1, negative 2, 6, 2, x1, y1, x2, y2, m equals y2 minus y1. 2 minus a negative 2 is 2 plus 2 over 6 minus 1 equals 4 over 5. 4, 6 and a half, 9, 6 and a half, x1, y1, x2, y2. 6.5 minus 6.5 over 9 minus 4 equals 0 over 5, or a slope of 0. 18, write an equation in slope-intercept form. All you're doing here, guys, is plugging in. So whatever number they give you for m, the slope, plug into the formula right here for m. Whatever number they tell you the y-intercept is, which is b, plug in. So your equation here would be, if the slope is 1/2 and the y-intercept is 6, your equation would be y equals 1/2 x plus 6. If the slope is negative 2 and the y-intercept is negative 10, your equation would be y equals negative 2x minus 10. Graph the following equations. These equations are in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is the easiest form of an equation of a line to graph in. You need to find two things: m, the slope, which is 2 over 1, and b, the y-intercept, which is 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Graph your y-intercept on your y-axis. Your slope is 2, so you'll go up 2 and over 1, and there's your graph. Y equals negative 1/4 x minus 3. Negative 1/4 x minus 3. So the slope is negative 1/4. The y-intercept is negative 3. Since the y-intercept is negative, I go down 3. My slope is negative 1/4, so I go down 1 and over 4, and there's my one. And our last one, y equals 2x minus 5. M, my slope, is 2 over 1. B, my y-intercept, is negative 5. Go down 5. My slope is positive. So I'm going to come up 2 and over 1. And there's my line. Okay, so let's make sure that we study for this test, please. Again, there are 25 questions, I believe, on whether you're in honors or in regular. And this concludes our test review. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Have a great evening.